Another divisional game, another Monday night showdown. It's another episode of All Smoke, All 32 with Aaron Givens. Now, tonight, we have the Broncos riding on over into LA to face the Chargers. And I can honestly say we need to hold the brakes on the Broncos. I understand, and I want to go right off rip in the beginning in the video of saying that everybody has been giving Russell Wilson a lot of slack in the sense where he really has came from a certain system with a certain coach basically his whole career, and then not basically getting the okay to get the money that I feel he deserved and staying with the system, but then them finally giving up on him, moving on, and having somebody else pay him for basically what he has done for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I understand he has been playing bad. He has. And I understand that it is the NFL. He has been maneuvering and playing great. So it's like him skipping a beat and actually having some downfalls. We got to realize that this guy has a new head coach, which means that it's new to him and new to everybody else on that 53-man roster. So understandably so, I really feel that with everybody in regards to clicking and finding things out, I heard from Aaron Rodgers in his press conference after the loss to the Jets and basically saying everybody just needs to be simplified. And coming from when he was with Nathaniel Hackett and they had some issues, that's basically what they got at here. And I really think it's just a simplifying issue. You always hear them talking about how they need to just it's almost there. We need to click. And I think that this little longer break that they had from playing a Monday night game and being able to rest a little bit more, I think they might go ahead and simplify things. You know, they honestly have the best defense in the league. Number one, they literally shut runs down. They know how to hold teams and limit them to points. They're in every game that they play. It's just that the offense is arguably, might as well say, the worst. They're ranked 29th, but it's only two other teams that are worse than them, and it just seems like they just don't have it. But I really feel this is going to be the game for it. You know, you look at how they match up with each other, and I really feel the Broncos defense can put the offense in a good field position in ways to beat them. When you look at the Chargers, they're facing teams that can't really match up with them. And you got a stud, Mike Williams, honestly, number 5 receiver in the league, in my opinion. The guy just goes up and gets it. It doesn't matter where he is on the field. But you actually have a corner that can really play physical ball with a receiver that's tall and big like Mike Williams, and something that could really jam him up, disrupt him, and get him off his game. And every team that I've noticed that the Chargers have been able to beat is because nobody could stop the big play ball from Herbert to Williams, and they have that. Also, on top of that, these guys' run defense is stout. They barely allow 3 yards a carry, and Eckler is coming off back-to-back just great games, running out of his mind, and there's no more underrated. We know who Eckler is and how he's able to produce and just go off. But I really feel, again, with the defense and knowing their foe, this Broncos defense can shut down what keeps this offense going. Because if Herbert doesn't have Eckler to go and things are shaking, he knows he can find Williams down the field to hype up the offense. Because as soon as you catch a big play like that, your offense builds momentum and you're clicking. But if you can't throw the big ball down the field, and if you can't get your run game going, then where are you going? Nowhere. Hear me? Nowhere. Boondock Saints reference. So when it bundles down to it, the Surtain versus Williams matchup is going to be amazing. You know, Ronald Darby unfortunately is out for the Broncos, so they're going to have to rely on the next man up mentality. So, but Allen being out, they don't really have too much of a great receiver talent wise to just go out the way and expose them with having Darby out. So that will even things up. So, Gregory honestly being out on the defensive line for the Broncos is going to hurt them as well. But Browning coming out of nowhere and just looking like a force to be reckoned with alongside of Chubb and having a great game against the Colts last week. So you really have to look at both teams and really see that from just knowing that the Broncos have been playing poorly and the Chargers have been playing great, you're going to look and say, oh my God, the Chargers are going to whoop them. But if you really look at the numbers and how these teams compare, this is going to be a great game. And, you know, I just honestly say that seeing the Broncos in person and really seeing how their defense is stout, and if teams mess up even once and don't capitalize on the mistakes that the Broncos make, you're not going to beat them. And so with that being said, on this Monday night game, Russell Wilson is finally going to go and say, let's ride. So I got the Broncos in an upset, 28-24. That's will do it for this episode of All Smoke, All 32. And I can't wait to see you guys for the next week 7 picks. See ya.